you're tuning into the Back of Fire Radio, and you're listening to Wagwa. I'm Jerome. Listening to Jamaica, brother. Reaching out to all the African tonight.
I'm sober now, I feel alive, I'm over ya. I'm trying to pick up the pieces. No more left to be said. You cannot, you cannot, everything was. Bye to me and you. You see me and being more. You cannot.
Yes, good. Beautiful discussion of the day, where we shall be taking our conversation to Ghana, which we can see the High Court that is Nigeria. Nigerians are expected to hit the streets. Supposed to go to the streets to demonstrate about corruption going on in the country, but also in this country, other countries warned the planned and banned the planned protest against the High Court of Living. We shall be discussing about that as our major conversation for came and created their own community, maintain their own culture and all of the cultures that are in or two, where white people are not allowed to actually put their foot on or their step. That is in this particular community because of the African spirituality that has practiced here, the of this particular community. As we start with the show.
Tushasikia
Yes, karibuni sana. That is Anguka Nile by Wagadiz. I don't even know how to pronounce these people's name, but from the 254, and of course it's playing right here on the media of the 21st century, the Blackwood Financial Radio Station. Let me know if you guys can hear me correctly, or if you guys are facing issues with our connectivity. I don't want to be mad. I'm just getting started. We had no lights yesterday, then today the internet. God damn it. I don't want to be mad. I want to have a good day. I don't want to be mad. I just want things to work correctly the way they're supposed to, you know. But 19 minutes past 1 p.m. is the time right here. Karibuni sana to everyone who's joining through YouTube. On Twitter, I see 4 of you. I see a couple of you also on YouTube. Shout out to everyone who's streaming also through TikTok. Shout out to Brightest Flame. Shout out to the user 36. Shout to Kenny Irungu, and to everyone who's there. Shout out to Auma na kila mtu aliye hapo. If this is your first time, kindly follow the live creator, and I'd love to urge you to take 1 minute of your time after this show. Kindly download the Blackwood Fire Network application, which is very easy to find, and through the app you can stay connected on these other platforms. Shout out to Mr. Blackwood Fire. You can stay connected on these other platforms once you have the Blackwood Fire Network application. It can take you to our Facebook page. If you are on TikTok, it can take you to our YouTube page, take you to our Twitter page, our Rumble page, our show page. Literally tuko kila mahali kamanzi. But shout out to also Ken, and to everyone. Shout out to Runtown Media. Hope you guys are doing great. Let me know how are you feeling this amazing Wednesday, and how are you looking forward to the month of August. As we get started with the conversation of the day, we can see Nigerians, they already have plans for the month of August. That is tomorrow. Do remember that this is actually, I love the way they did this. A 1 month calendar set aside, you know, for them to plan this particular demonstration. So tomorrow, Nigerians are expected to go to the streets to demonstrate about corruption and to call out also on bad leadership, and which we can see, of course, it's not just Nigeria, but it's an African continent effect. If you look at the age of the presidents and leaders who are installed here, should actually make you question a lot. Why is it that we have old Negroes ruling us? Why is it that young people are not given the chance to actually participate in politics? Why must I have money to become a politician? Why is it that my mindset cannot bring ideas on the table? You fund me and let me execute the whole idea. Why is it that I need to be a certain prominent person for me to be able to fit in this particular place? Why is it that I must be the most evil person? Because if you try to look at actually politics, they need to pick the most evil people, and this is why we can see what Ruto has done with the reshuffling of the cabinet. As much as he went ahead on Sunday, tried to explain his bullshit why he had to reshuffle some cabinets, it's still not making any sense. They need people who are going to be there. As much as they're choosing new people, they need new people who are going to be, they need people who have been there in the game, who are brutal enough to take money, to make things not to work, because that is how Africa is set. But the question that we should be raising right now is why young people are never given the opportunity to become leaders. But this is why we can see the arising of the young people. We can see them taking spaces. Shout out to the country that is being led right now by the youngest president, Senegal. As much as it's still held by the Western, by the British power, we're talking about organizations like ECOWAS and so many. I believe he can be able to do an amazing thing, because if Ibrahim Traore is doing it, if the junta in Niger doing it, shout to Niger, which actually just attained a year after that is the junta, he took compliments that literally this guy is receiving. If you try listen to the interview, because I was listening to an interview of one of the leaders that went to the streets asking Nigerians how do they feel since the coup. It's been a year, and most of the people are just expressing nothing but positivity, like gratitude to the junta, because many people are getting job opportunities right now. It's not all about nepotism, which we've seen in most of the governments in Africa. It's always about my son, my cousin, who my parents sold away a land so that I can go to school, so I can fit in this society. Where do I belong? So that is basically what we're talking about right here. So tomorrow being the 1st of August, and of course, looking at hungry. And if you talk about hunger, remember at the beginning of the year, this particular year in 2024, Nigerians were eating the dirty rice. The rice that ile tunachaguanga tunatupa, if you understand in Swahili what I'm saying. Like they were eating dirty rice. Not the dirty rice, the Americans, the way they call it, not that one. The dirty rice, imagine. Because majority of the people and the local markets have been destroyed. I was trying to look at, there's a time I was looking at the videos and trying to see how the local markets has been destroyed. And this is because of the importation of the genetically modified rice, which if you can remember, it was actually very popular in 2020. I believe that is the time it actually came into Africa as a continent, especially in 2020. We've been having GMOs, but 2020, a lot of things happened during that lockdown, which they're lying to us, they're trying to prevent, control, nothing. They knew what they were doing, what they were importing, exporting, and all that. So it is sad to see that when people are actually hitting the streets, they have been hitting dirty rice, number one. They're also saying, this is a guy who goes by the name Boaro or Gulako, and he is part of the Back movement, one of the groups that has called for 10 days of protest from this Thursday, that is tomorrow, despite the pleas from the government to stand down. And he says we are protesting because the inflation rate has made us not to be able to afford the simple things of life: food, water, clothes, and medicals, and which should be actually basic needs should be provided. Not only because we can see the effects of African people not having lands, not being able to participate in farming and all that, fine. We can take that as an excuse. But what is your duty for you as a president, as minister of food, as minister of land, the minister of health and ministry? Why is it that people have to go, and this is also talking about the herbs, we need to go back to our traditions. So the video I'm about to share of what the Maya, this particular group of South Americans are teaching us a lot that us, the people in Africa, we fail to do, and which we are very capable of doing. Food is something that should be very easy to have, because the African continent, I'm not talking about resources on Monday, I was saying it's part of our resources, and this is why we have the foundations funding all the type of fertilizers to kill our soil. It is part of our resources, and we need to underline that. Water, we've seen the cartel and the businesses that is always up and
not the sound of that, Joby.
when it comes to water.
Oof, your internet's terrible. You hear me? Can you hear me?
I not even said Karibu, but you already fancy son.
Yeah, because you always sound caribou,
Caribou. But I can hear you. Go on.
All right. Yeah, understand that the Europeans come in and make Africans grow things that are not about food
Mhm.
that are not about feeding their population. They're about making them grow the food that Europeans want for the corporations
Mhm.
to maximize their profits. So they don't give a fuck. They'll leave the whole country starving. As long as you grow their products that you're making for their corporations to make them rich. So these the deals these old ass moronic niggas have signed to keep Africans impoverished. And once again, you live on the best land on the planet. That's a fact. And how's Africa starving then? Because
Think I
these
lost
old
you.
Negroes, you can't hear me? I hear you good. You
Oh,
can't
okay,
hear
come
me,
again.
Joby? I said
I can hear you. Come
these
again.
old these old corrupt bastards have signed deals to keep Africans impoverished because
Mhm.
they don't they sign these trade organizational deals. They say the Africans can't grow food to feed themselves. They must grow food that benefits white corporations. The crops that they want that they will sell on the open market or the things that they make to sell back into Africa. So it makes you dependent on them, makes them rich,
Their own
and
food.
impoverishes you. So everything's always enriching the European and impoverishing the African. It's over and over and over again. That's why all these leaders you call in Africa are all evil. They're all wicked. They're all fucked up. It's not a coincidence all these leaders are all fucked up in Africa. It's on purpose. All of them are criminal. All of them are fucking stupid. All of them are evil. All the people are impoverished. It's an accident. I can have all these countries with the same corruption, same poverty, same shit. I don't care if you copy and paste. You can say, if you're talking about Cameroon, you're talking about Kenya. If you're talking about Ghana, you're talking about Kenya. Talking about the Congo, you're talking about Kenya. Talking about Uganda, you're
Mhm.
talking about Kenya. The same shit. And so, and then I heard you talking about the Senegalese president. I don't know, but I think he may be a puppet. I think he may be a puppet. I think we got to call. I
I
think the
know.
more. I think the more. I
Is
no, 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 no. I don't give a fuck if he's young. He's a young puppet. They don't make no difference. The more he's right. They don't make no difference because he's a young puppet. He's a young puppet. That don't got nothing to do because he's old and
I
young.
is
Shit, you
not
gotta
really fully
shit.
100%.
Shit,
Like
my
they
70 was young at some point. Paul Bear, is 90 years old, was young at. These old niggas were young too at one time. They still were corrupt. So don't make no difference whether they're young or not. Now I seen Togo. I guess these guys seen Togo signing a deal with the Sahel, with Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. He must know the writings on the wall. I seen them because Benin is trying to stop them, and France has got now secret bases in Benin and in Cote d'Ivoire, what we call the Ivory Coast, right along the Burkina Faso border to invade. And so you see destabilization again. But Togo said, okay, we're going to join the Sahel, the Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. So we're going to see what happens. As soon as he said that, Togo started getting attacked by terrorists. What a coincidence. Now, Togo's got terrorists, which they never had. Now they got terrorists. So it's going to be
yeah,
a
I
war.
think I saw something like that in
Yeah.
Togo.
Yeah. Now they
Even
got
Benin.
terrorists.
I think also
Yeah.
Benin. Also
Yeah,
Benin.
but
There's something going on in Benin, but I've not checked.
yeah, nothing. All you have in Benin is that the damn French control it, and there's a puppet in there, and they got bases. They got secret bases right on the border now. The European does. And if it's gonna be war, shout out to Ibram. It's gonna be war. There's gonna be war. Time for the African to get a goddamn backbone and start benefiting from his own land. We had white people, Asian, other people benefit from African lands. Everybody's got rich. The damn no good Arab, the no good Indian, the no good white man. All of them got rich off of Africa except Africans. Since Africa Africans lost Africans, they become poor. When they had Africans, they were the richest people on the planet. All these rich kingdoms. It wasn't just Mansa Musa. Everybody in Africa was balling, everybody was blinging out of control. That's why everybody showed up in Africa. Because Negroes always want to floss.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, goddammit. Look at me.
That's true. That's true. But I want to share a video here coming from Wodemaya as we talk about culture, traditions,
Shit.
and
Not
a lot.
Wodemaya.
There's a video about Wodemaya. I know. It's okay. It's okay. You just so share, but I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it. It's coming from South America, and
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's coming from South America, and
it's probably when he was in Suriname, and probably that village where they didn't allow white people and the Africans who had been enslaved there. They went into the damn. That's the one you're talking about.
Exactly.
And so it's a village of the Africans after they got slavery. They refused to be slaves, and so they fought the white man. And they went to like the.
That's the one.
Yeah, they went
I
to the.
bumped into it, and it's very interesting. I didn't know. You know, when it's amazing to see that we have. Mm-hmm.
Amazing to see what, Joby? Oh, Joby, go down. Amazing to see what? Oh, we lost Joby.
Yeah, it's crazy. My internet is really bad.
So you said it's amazing to see what?
I communicate to these guys to see what's really going on.
You said it's amazing to see what, Joby?
It's Monday. Since last
Yes. Yeah, bad.
week. I texted them.
Going out. What he said? I lost her again.
Damn. Okay, so
okay, now it's amazing. So it's amazing to see what?
If we don't, I'll share the link of it on WhatsApp
slow down.
for those who are here with us.
Joby, slow down. Nobody heard what you said. You said it's amazing about what?
It's amazing to see that we have some part of the people who escaped from plantation and actually practice the African cultures and went even higher, tapping into higher spiritual abilities to the point
where they kept the system. They kept it,
and it's amazing to see that on TikTok. So that prove it's true.
They kept the system because they refused to be slaves, so they never accepted any Christianity. Remember, they wasn't Christians yet, so they never accepted the Christian religion because they refused to be slaves. But go ahead, Joby. They didn't decide to be irritant. So yeah, Daddy, I worship this bullshit. I lost Joby again.
It's like the whole army. I follow it. Yes. Naomi, welcome to Naomi. What will happen if a white person comes in?
Death.
They kill him.
He will die.
They're dead. Huh? They kill him.
So the Maroons are an enslaved peoples from Africa who ran away from the plantations and created their own community in the interior of Suriname. So when they brought the Africans in Suriname, there was a few of them in between who said, I will look for my freedom, try to escape and see if there is life out of this. Because the life they had in the plantation was a life or death. So they knew for sure that if they stayed at the plantation, one day they would die.
They most
Or
likely die.
maybe
Yeah,
they would be
exactly.
and ran away from the plantations,
Exactly.
and
They would work you to
didn't
death.
took a bus or a boat
They would
or
work you to
something.
death.
They just went into the jungle.
And that is why we had to sit on a boat for hours into the interior, which is the whole of the maroon. Out of the main
this village, yes, you will get sick until you die.
This is the African slaves that they came to occupy this part of the country. They call it the interior, but interior literally means inland. But I found something interesting. When I came in here, I was trying to enter every single village that I see because everyone that I see looks like me. I finally love and appreciate black people. I mean,
Because they're
I always see
African,
black people in
moron.
Africa. But moving out of
Everybody looks like
Africa
me.
and seeing more black people.
See, the problem with Africans, problem with Africans, they don't have no history. Understand the Africans that left Africa. He's like, I find it surprising that people look like me. Yeah, because they're African, stupid. They're African, dummy. Okay? That's why they look like you, stupid. They were Africans taken out of Africa, moron. That they all in the Caribbean islands, all in South America, all in what we call America up here, the USA. They're all in this part of the world. So there's no, I find it surprising. In 2021, moron, you find that surprising? Okay, all right. Go ahead, Joby. It's crazy. They look like me. I guess so, the Africans.
But I was warned that in this village, if you're not allowed to enter.
Yes, this village here, the name of this village is Daume, and I think there's a country and also in Africa called
one a country. No,
So
wasn't a country. It was a king. It wasn't a country. It was a kingdom. It was a kingdom in Benin.
Yeah.
Now part of Benin. It was a kingdom called Dahomey. But sadly, these guys enslaved. Dahomey was a wicked ass. Dahomey was a wicked ass. Dahomey helped the white man and capture goddamn Africans and enslaved them. So a lot of you guys don't know that history over in Suriname. The Dahomey kingdom helped the white man enslave other Africans. And so I was never mad because these dumb niggas thought, oh, we're going to help the European enslave us. And when the European came back and crushed Dahomey, I was like, hell yeah, crush that shit to the bottom. So I was never upset when Dahomey got his ass crushed by the cracker, because you moron thought you helped the cracker slave your own other people around you, and you was gonna be all right. You realize the white man is wicked, always wicked. You thought you helped. Once you helped him enslave other Africans, it weakened you, dummy. So then you was right for him to take over your kingdom, which he did. So fuck Dahomey. Go ahead, Joby. And the homies when Joby got that movie that she don't like. that's the woman king. She came from the homie. That's the movie Joby said. That movie boring. That was the homie kingdom. We are the homie. You wicked motherfuckers. I think I lost Joby again. All right, get back.
Is and spiritually they're very high. White man don't go into the
White man don't go into the jug yet because they still know the white man's wicked.
spiritually you cannot.
Okay. They should know the white man is wicked.
If you're from Africa, you know, strong tribe. So, because I know that I got so many audience from Benin, so many audience from Africa, that I'm more interested in why the name Dahomey. Why is it
Because
that
somebody was a slave that was taken from the homie,
and also get
moron.
the
That's
chance
why.
to
Damn,
education?
like he can't
That's, I
figure
think,
shit out. Since they came from that Dahomey region, but Dahomey helped enslave Africans, that was the name
need to
probably
use a
somebody
boat
from Dahomey.
before I
They just named it the same thing, dummy. Jesus Christ.
be able
Motherfucker's a moron.
to go out there. It's not allowed to walk in like that.
What the Maya, learn what the Maya gain is YouTube views, kid. You know. Learn what the Maya gain is YouTube views. You know that part. He's trying to figure out.
Joking.
This village is so mysterious, man. Hi. Wakey wakey.
You said he's trying to figure out.
Wakey oh wakey. This is why I need to be Moses, man. So I had to use the boat to cross it. And we're gonna climb up to the Dahomey village. This is the Dahomey village. Yes, this is the Dahomey village. And what is so unique about Dahomey, man? So like fancy things like camera, you cannot camera all over the village.
And at this moment, I also got scared because my
And
entire
personally, I think I've said I feel like such restrictions should be brought because white people always feel like they are entitled and should go filming everything, and that is their behavior. And having such a community that actually has such type of restriction to the point where it's spiritually
But they're saying that Joby. They're saying that because
amazing. Trust me, for me.
Well, they're saying that because
they're amazing. I'd love to go visit this kind of a place.
They're saying that because they know they're unlike Iraton, they know the behavior of white people, who they are. So they said, no, you can't come in here. We're not going to allow. They're the Africans that learn. Like, nah, we're not going. Nah, no white people up in here. You know, you get the fuck on about. Don't bring no white people. Like they said, bring a white person in here, we're going to kill them because their interaction with us has always been what? Wicked, evil. They ain't got to be told that over and over again. You couldn't give them that goofy Bible. They're like, man, fuck that Bible. They gonna tell me you God and you fucking enslaving and raping me. What are you talking about? Say it again.
Because I feel like this is where white people get that chance of
Chance of what?
We've seen majority of the times they do that in Africa. They film our culture, but when they go to their places, they start mocking our culture.
Of course.
So we should not allow them, because we've seen the majority of the times they start mocking our culture.
Exactly.
with cameras. So you know what we have to do? We have to go back to seek permission from the chief.
Same structure you should have because the chief.
And on the very next day, we head back to the van.
Apologies, my internet today is super bad, but I hope you you guys can get to
Yeah,
connect bits of what is happening.
yeah, it's a little bit of a joke.
Yeah, I'll share the link after the show on WhatsApp so that mine is bad, you know.
We seeing this goofy nigga
I love how
going to Suriname and be
you
all
can
amazed.
connect one village
Hey,
to another
the
without
Africans look
using
just like me.
the water.
I guess they would, moron. I guess they
So you
would.
can walk through the forest, different village to another one. So that's what we're doing right now because currently the water level is very low. So the boat cannot cross because there's so many rocks in the water. So what we're doing is like we're going to one village and that water side.
Good on Jibber Jabber. What's going on, Cassius? Hope you brothers doing good this morning.
Yeah, so apologies. I think I'll just share the link of the video on WhatsApp.
We're good. We're good. We already know. We already know the history, Joe. But we already know. We already know black people live down there. And we're good.
Internet is not allowing me to even play it. But as we get to continue,
we already know African people live there. That's not new for us. It's new for Wody Meyer, people back in Africa. We know the slave trade. We lived it.
All right.
We know the slave. We know the slave trade, Joey. We lived it. We don't need goofy Wody Meyer. It's the African that didn't know the slave trade. We know the slave trade. Go ahead. Lost her. They fucking with the internet hard, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you. I ain't fucking with the internet hard. Oh, she back. She'll be back.
All right.
Try to make it back. She back. Oh, I thought the white man kidnapped you into slavery, Joey. Ah, you black. Come here, you black witch.
Yeah. So saying on that video, I'll share the rest of it on WhatsApp. But
Joey,
he took me to where Odomai is trying to figure out. He took me to where Odomai is trying to figure out what happened. Yeah.
We've already lived. We've already lived slavery, Joey. We know you ain't got to share to us on WhatsApp. We know it. We know the transatlantic slave trade, Joby. We know it. Okay? You're not telling us nothing new about niggas being dropped off all over the new world. We know it. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Don't speak on behalf of everyone.
Okay, my fault.
Just on behalf of everyone. Not everyone knows.
You might be right. You might be right.
That's why
you might be right.
are not supposed to enter there. Because
oh yeah. They might not know that.
yeah,
So shit.
Assumption is white people.
They might not know that. Of course not. They don't.
It's highly spiritually protected and all that. So that's the reason why I'm sharing. That's the reason actually why I watched that
Okay.
God damn. As we get to our main conversation today is about Ghana. Like I had started the conversation, Nigeria tomorrow, of course, they're starting their national-wide planned demonstrations that were planned for the past 1 month and that they are ready to execute tomorrow. We've seen Tinubu, of course, increasing some few minimal wages Ghanaians were supposed also to go to the streets, and apparently the High Court has banned the planned protest against the cost of living. And they're saying that the High Court in Ghana has blocked civil society groups
High court couldn't block
from
anybody. If you're
holding
about to
protests.
protest, if you're gonna protest, you protest. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn high court. You just scared. Ain't got
City that is
the ruling
and
elite.
one of the organizers said
The ruling elite are not gonna want you to protest them. The corrupt people that
that's
run the
right.
government, the corrupt people that run the government are not gonna want you to protest them. So you're not gonna wait for any court to say, "Hey, you're not allowed to protest." You're like, "Fuck you! I've got to The ruling people are not gonna allow you to protest, stupid. So who cares what the court says? Well, go ahead, Joby.
Mhm. It is. I believe it is in every constitution of Africa where citizens the citizens have the right to demonstrate and call out on bad constitution of every African country where citizens have a right to demonstrate. So this should not stop Ghanaians from doing this. But I love the fact that apart from the corruption and the high cost of living program that they are set to do this, they're also going to protest on the delay of signing the anti-LGBTQ bill into law. And I do remember Nana Akufo-Addo said that he was warned by the Ministry of Funds, if I'm not wrong, that if he happens to sign the anti-LGBTQ law into bill, the country will lose over 30 billion something dollars, if I'm not wrong. It was around, no, 3 billion, sorry, not 30 billion, but $3
Well,
billion
if you want to
dollars,
build
if
your
you guys
country
can
up,
remember. So there's
you
been a delay ever since.
build your country up. The people don't want LGBTQ in their country. They've already told you. So if you're a democracy, you claim you are, that would be the law. But you're too corrupt. You've been stealing money. You want your money. You destroyed the country because all you bastards are stupid. White man has made so many schemes, so many exploitation schemes, and all of you are morons. So hey,
Mm-hmm.
what do you what do you expect? Sad fact is that majority of them are morons, so easily exploited. And so, you know, what can they do?
Well, I do believe in some people, especially coming from Nigeria and Ghana. I believe the speeches of the from going to the streets, because this is about you, the big pot-bellied person on a seat, eating every day a steak and a glass of wine sold our lands for. I'm not drinking that every day. I'm not sitting every day waiting for my mate to come and put food on my table.
Of course you're not.
I usually even do not know if I'm gonna have food on the table. So again, like we've seen this. Why we had Kwame Nkrumah fight for the people of Ghana. Usually African is why they died and why they started the movement they started. And when you start this, it should make you and remind you, actually fill you with the rage, because you have people from the beginning who tried to fight for this benefits that you're fighting for today and were killed. So you should actually even fill with more rage. The fact that we had people who are killed and they always lie to you, or country, but I'm looking forward to see the rage of the people to how far it can go. You shouldn't stop. Understand again, like Ibrahim Traore said, before you give up, know why you started. Before you put the weapons or your fist down, understand why you started as an African person, no matter where you are. Only in New York. Keith, where did you get breakfast? Jibajaba is asking you, Popeyes is not open right now, and I also know Popeyes is not open at 4 a.m. Where did you get breakfast?
What breakfast? I'm not eating.
What are you
I'm
eating there?
I'm not eating any breakfast. You got some. I'm not eating shit. I'm doing is drinking. I'm doing is drinking water. All I'm doing is drinking water. I don't know about any eating. Oh yeah, I was eating. That's right. All right. I was eating some old. All right, I forgot. I was eating some. That's right. I was like, how you guys know I was eating? So yeah, I was eating some old chicken I bought last night. Shit. But wasn't from Popeyes. It's from like a gas station. Shit. Like a little southern joint. Like a little southern joint over in Mississippi and shit. But it wasn't too damn. It wasn't that good. I think it wasn't that good because I think they had white people cooking it. It didn't have no flavor.
But before
to
you
it.
get to wind up, I want to talk about the IMF giving a debt relief to Ethiopia, and I'm saying just like Ghana. You never want to talk about the situations affecting Ethiopians because I get you, but this is about the land. You never ever loved
I didn't say nothing about Ethiopia. What you talking about?
About Ethiopians, Mali. You didn't say. I just speak. On 3.4 billion, 3.4 billion US dollars for Ethiopia to support its moment. So Ethiopia's currency, the birr, lose nearly a third of its value against the dollar, and the IMF said it would immediately release about $1 billion to help Ethiopia balance of payments needed to provide support yeah, the lands that these people own in the African continent. If you try to look at each country or each system that actually colonized each African country, they own lands. If you talk about the British system or the British themselves, every African country they colonize their own land.
Of course, they stole it. They came to Africa not to own, not to steal the land. That's why they came to Africa to steal land.
The same. The Belgians, literally all of this.
Yeah. And the church.
Stealing resources here. They stole lands. They're still stealing resources, and we owe them bullshit. We owe them nothing.
How about that? Well, you gotta have a leader with a backbone.
We owe land
no, you owe them nothing.
Continent.
But you got the puppets in there. Too scared, too frightened. Right, you owe them nothing. I don't know you shit.
I love going back to that video of Ivy Anita, the way she was so flabbergasted because of how these people are able
to make fake money,
make believe the dollar had value, come up with, always falls on their narrative, and it has always worked. That is just the crazy part again. You know, sometimes, Kate, when you talk about understanding energy, I just don't get why trying to go back to the creation of these creatures, how are they given so much power?
It wouldn't give them power.
How did they so much energy to just be able to manipulate? You know,
the Africans start going to sleep because the African is okay, Joby. Look, okay, listen. If you can hear me, Joby, if you can hear me, listen. Listen
really mind-blowing. That is just the term.
Joby, listen. Okay, imagine the juxtaposition of Africans are like a irritant, kind, loving, and naive. So that kind of person, Job, is easy to manipulate. So that's the fault. Without knowledge, the average African is like an irritant. He's easy to manipulate. So that's what you're dealing with. When you come against a person that's diabolically wicked, and you're naive, right? You're very, very naive. You're very, very trusting, right? You believe in love and trust and all that shit. That's the normal African. But you're dealing with an entity that's not created like you. It's not the same kind of a spiritual system as you. So you're easily manipulated because you believe and you want to believe that they're like you when they're not. They have no interest in being fair and being kind like you. They want to exploit you. You're not used to people exploiting you and dealing with exploitation because that's not your nature. And since you haven't learned that, because you still want to love everybody, that sounds like African starting. You want to show your teeth and smile and love, and people are not like that. They're not like you. People are not like the African. So that's why them people on that island, in Suriname, that's why the people in Suriname understood that. Go ahead,
again, like I say.
I don't know if it's mind blowing. It just says, you gotta stop being naive. Go ahead.
It is. Well, I'm asking, because we've done so many shows trying to understand the creation of the white man, right?
I gotta understand. I know
why
why
it
and
was
who they.
done, and
I know.
our
I know
time when we
why.
were going to sleep,
I know why
the
it was
necessity
done,
of
Joby.
this being done. But it's
I know,
crazy. I don't know if
Joby. Joby, let me explain why it was
they know
done.
how evil it's gonna be.
Let me explain why it was done, Joby. It was done because you have other entities from either, I don't want to say the inner dimension, I want to say from other parts of the universe, came here and started using African people, tried to enslave African people, and African people refused. I don't even want to say Africans, because at that time, all the world was black people. Africans were everywhere. Oh, no, this is a black planet. Okay, to even use the term African is absolutely wrong, because black people are the planet. There wasn't no other people on this planet but us. These other people you see, they're all made. There wasn't none of these people existed. So it was a group of individuals, another group of black, let's say black space alien motherfuckers, came to this planet
Black.
and tried to explain. Yeah, because the only thing in the universe is black. These other people are not melanation comes from the creator. So you had another group of people that wanted to come here and enslave the people that were here. And so the people here refused to be enslaved. And so they said, okay, they decided they're going to start creating other people to dominate. So they said, okay, we're going to amalgamize, or what they use alchemy or gene splice to create these other people with animal, non-human characteristics. So that's why you say they're cunning, they're wicked, they do evil, because they have animal genetics put into the genome. They use the African woman's genome with animal genes to create this thing. And they made sure it's non-melanated, because they wouldn't have a soul. To have a soul, you got to be black. So we're talking about things that have a spirit and things that have a soul. Mm-hmm. Everything down here has a spirit. Mm-hmm. That's just energy. But not everything walking around here has a soul. It's part of God, part of the creation from the true creator. So that's what you're dealing with, soulless beings. Soulless. So that's why the evil and wicked can do that. They don't have the same kind of conscious level you got. They don't have the same kind. See, because them being unmelanated, they have less empathy, less sympathy. They can't feel what you feel because they're not able to, because they were created for the purpose of being wicked, being evil, being able to kill at will and do the shit they do. Because that's why they're non-melanin. That's why they were not created with melanin. Now, melanin is a humanizing force. That's your soul. Melanin is the soul, Joby. Melanin comes from God, because the true creator of the universe is melanated. It's called dark energy. The universe is full of what? Dark energy. That's what melanin is.
Thomas, can you hear
from
me?
The creator. I hear you. You can hear me? I hear you. Can you hear me?
I lost your kid there for a minute, but I think we shall have that discussion once our internet is checked and we see what's really going on with it. But yeah, I received an email. I'll check what's going on with the internet. But anyway, family, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I got to start doing some more spiritual side.
And see you guys.
I got to start doing some more spiritual shows again. Spiritual shows again. Every black child should be told this before they are. Come on, you're right. I got to start doing these spiritual shows again. Understand, because they don't understand, what is the world we live in. That's why you see everybody on top. You see white people, they're controlled by a certain entity. I don't know. You call them the Elohim in your goofy Bible. You call them the Anunnaki. They're the same fucking thing. I lost you again.
I can't even hear anything you're saying. But anyway, family, much love. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Yeah, we should go back to our spiritual shows like 2021, 2022. We did a lot of classes, especially when I was talking about the UN. It was all about amazing. And personally, I love spiritual shows. They are amazing. Because for you to be able to tap back to your energy as an African person, you need to identify yourself, who you are. You need to know what your ancestors were capable of, what happened during the creation of these white people, why they have so much power to manipulate, and which type of power do they use.
Anybody up here? Hello?
Power when it comes to politics, to schools, to culture. F that. Time is changing, and you need to tap into your true self as an African person. I was watching a video. If only I can share this before I wind up. There's this lady who was talking about the same thing. For me to be able to wake up another person, I need to know who I am. I need to have self-identity. I need to understand things I am teaching.
True.
Before I actually come teach another person, hey, this is wrong. So that is what I believe also Keith been doing research on books for us to get all this information that he has and knowledge today, is because you have to go back and
You gonna share your video or what?
how is this information going to be downloaded and all that. From there, then you do your own research as an individual. But anyway, family, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for trying to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do what?
You gonna share your video or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna share the video on WhatsApp. I'm gonna share the video on WhatsApp, family. Keep talking his shit right here. Much love. See you guys later on the Africa Today show and on the Tubonge show.
Oh no, man.